अतुलशरभो भीमः समयज्ञो हविर्हरिः सर्वलक्षणलक्षण्यः लक्ष्मीवान् समितिञ्जयः. This 39th verse of Sri Vishnu Sahasranama has 8 names: Atulaha, Sharabaha, Bhimaha, Samayagnaha, Havirharihi, Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha, Lakshmivan, Samitinjayaha. Atulaha means incomparable. This is very clearly brought out in verse 11, verse 43 of chapter 11 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. It says, Natvat samaha asti abhyadikah kuta anyah lokatraya api apratima prabhava. Natvasamosti abhyadika kutonyah lokatrayepi apratima prabhava. Thy equal exists not. How can there be another superior to thee in the three worlds? When there is nobody who is even equal to you, how can there be anyone superior to you anywhere in the three worlds? In short, there is nothing like him, since he does not come under any of the known categories of things perceived by the senses or by the emotions felt by the mind or the thoughts that can be entertained by the intellects. Nothing that we know of can be comparable with him. That means he is beyond our senses, beyond our mind, and beyond our intellect. So he is called Atulaha. The Supreme Being dwells and shines forth from the bodies of the beings nowhere else. Sharabaha. Sharabaha means one who dwells and shines forth through the bodies. Bodies are called Shara because they are perishable. The life that presides over the perishable body, and because of which the body is living, it is the having the individuality is only because of the self, the Lord, the Parameshwara. Lord is called Parameshwara because that is his very, very nature. Lord Shiva once took the incarnation of a creature with 8 legs. It was known as Sharabha. And Sharabha was a very powerful animal. It was capable of killing even the lions. So Mahavishnu is called Sharabha, being extremely powerful. The Supreme Being, like Sharabha, the animal that is said to have had 8 legs, is awe-inspiring to the ignorant and also to the evil-minded. Is called Bhimaha. Bhimaha means awe-inspiring. Awe-inspiring, terrible. One who is a mighty and terrible phenomena to those who are cruel and sensuous in the world. He is awe-inspiring only to the evil-minded people. People who are cruel, who have something to fear from the Supreme. Only for them he is inspiring. The best example is of Hiranyakashipu and Prahalada. When Mahavishnu emerged as the fierce looking Narasimha, it was Hiranyakashipu who shivered, but Prahalada was unmoved. Actually, he told Mahavishnu that, oh my God, you have come in this strange form to help me, to make my words come true. That is the way a devotee looks at the Paramatma. He is never afraid. Similarly, is Kali Mata. Kali Mata is awe-inspiring, fearsome for only the evil-minded. For the devotees, she is a continues to be a loving mother despite our external appearance. So one who to the virtuous persons is a shelter and a source of fearlessness. Bhimaha. Maybe we can read this name as Abhimaha. If you need together with the previous Sharabho, Sharabha, Abhimaha. The supreme, awe-inspiring to the evil and reassuring to the virtuous, gradually takes the devotees, guides them to the state of equanimity. Samayagnaha. Those who worship the Lord in a proper way, they are blessed with a balanced vision. Samayagnaha is one who is known by all six systems of philosophy, or it can mean one who knows the exact time, appropriate time for creation, preservation, and destruction. One more possible meaning of Samayagnaha is one whose worship, that is yagna, is nothing more than keeping an equal vision of the mind by the devotee. Bhagavad Gita lays tremendous stress on samadrushti, samabhava. So this is possible for a person who really worships the Lord. Great devotee Prahalada says, to be equal in all conditions is worship of Achyuta. Now, the yagnas conducted with equanimity and balanced vision are blessed by the Supreme, receiving the oblations offered in the yagna personally. Havir Harihi. He is a receiver of oblations. He is the Lord of all yagnas. He is the one to whom the devotee offers his oblations. He is the one who receives them in all well intentioned, dedicated activities of true devotees. Krishna declares in verse 24, chapter 9, Aham hi sarva yagnanam bhokta cha prabhu evacha. Aham hi sarva yagnanam bhokta cha prabhu evacha. Indeed, I am the enjoyer and also the Lord of all sacrifices. The Lord is called Havis as he is worshipped through oblation. If this term is considered as two different names, Havihi and Harihi, Havir Harihi can split as two names, Havihi, Harihi. Havihi means one who is invoked by everyone who performs the yagnas. Harihi or Hari means one who takes away all the vasanas, papas, sins committed by the devotees. So one who wipes away all expressions of vasanas is Hari. The one taking away all our sins by uttering his name, Hari, is known through all philosophies as Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. That is one known through all philosophies, known through all methods of proof which are available in different types of philosophies. He is the one supreme self that is ultimately proved by all scientific investigations and philosophical inquiries, whether it be through the dualistic Dvaita or through non-dualistic Advaita or Vishishtadvaita or whichever method, Shakti worship, worship of Surya, worship of Ganesha. There are a number of different philosophies, different approaches to the Supreme. But ultimately, the ultimate truth experienced by the realized seeker is this very great Mahavishnu. So it's called Sarva Lakshana Lakshanyaha. Now, such a person who is called Sarva Lakshan Lakshanyaha, he is Lakshmivan because he is always accompanied by Mother Lakshmi. He is the spirit, Purusha, that thrills the world of matter, Kriti. Matter is thrilled with the spirit. Matter is the physical world. Spirit is the transcendental reality. The manifested Lord is ever with, ever worshipped, ever served by Lakshmi. So Lakshmi always is shown along with Mahavishnu. Lakshmi represents prosperity. Lakshmi represents purity. Lakshmi also means effulgent, and therefore the Lord who is ever effulgent, meaning the supreme consciousness, the pure consciousness, which illumines everything, is called Lakshmi Van. Goddess Lakshmi, there are a number of forms of Goddess Lakshmi. We call them Ashtalakshmi. One of them is Vijay Lakshmi. Mahavishnu is therefore ever victorious. An ever victorious person is called Samitindayaha, victorious in battle, ever victorious. In the Puranas, we find the Lord always wins. Ultimately, it is the Lord alone who wins in his battle with the unrighteous forces. Lord, for example, Mahavishnu took the form of Rama. Rama suffered untold problems, untold miseries. No human being who has ever suffered so much. Rama willingly suffers all these things. But ultimately, in the battle with Ravana, victory is always with Rama. That is why he is called Samitinjayaha. He is the destroyer of all things in the individuality of the devotees. The term Samiti also has the meaning battle. So Samiti Jayaha, Samiting Jayaha, victorious in battle. Such a ever victorious being naturally is of a undecaying character. Viksharaha, Aksharaha, which is the Viksharaha is the first name in the next verse, which we'll take up in the next episode. ॐ सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः